I just wanted to talk to you about a couple things. This is funny. Here, let me see if I can get this back on and then take a screenshot and freeze it there. Oh, that creep. Let me try it again. Darn it. Did you see it? It said J.D. Vance is not his name. Well, yeah. No, he's changed his name twice. He was James Hamill. And he was James Bowman. Yeah, J.D. Vance is not his name. And I showed you, too, the stupid dress that he wore with the wig and everything. Kind of looked like Drewski in whiteface, which I still can't believe. You know, the hypocrites in this country. I pray no children or young adults are harmed because they think that it's okay to do whiteface and blackface now. Just because this demonic man desired attention and money. So I'm just going through the news cycle, and yeah. It's funny how Marjorie Taylor Greene is still in politics, even though she's not in politics, right? I can't believe she stepped down, but I get it. No, I can't. My son asked me to stop making these videos, so. Okay, anyway. What I really want to focus on is actual news. And where'd it go? I've been looking into David Wilcox, too. I think he did have mental health problems. I think when he does those skits, like Angry Grandpa, Angry Dad, or whatever it is, I think he said something about, I think it causes him mental distress. And I think what he might be doing is reliving trauma. God tells us to turn to Him, to forgive those who have trespassed against us. Make sure that we're not judging others, lest we be judged. We turn to God for help. We give Him our cares, our worries, and our trauma. We give it to God. We pray for healing. We take steps to heal ourselves. And then moving forward, we seek guidance from the Holy Spirit, Emmanuel. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. As people who relive their trauma, people who don't follow Scripture and follow God's way, those who follow man's way to get over it, they're doing harm, psychological harm to themselves every time they relive it. And there's techniques you can do that I've used to help me with my PTSD. And I've had PTSD since I was a little kid. I just didn't know until I was in my 40s. Imagine that, going through almost your entire life with PTSD, not knowing. I mean, it's just, it's just a symptom of abuse and neglect. Neglect is abuse, but yeah, So, what I want to talk to you about is Alex Jones. I think Alex Jones is positioning himself for public office now. Let me see if this will update. Here we go. Yeah, I think he's positioning himself for public office. I've never fully believed him. I think that he's pretty much a fraud. He might be controlled opposition all the way. He might not even be Alex Jones. He might be Bill Hicks. Something about that orange drink. I don't know.
Do a commercial, you're off the artistic roll call. Every word you say is suspect. You're a corporate whore, and end of story. And yes, I have been offered commercials, so I'm not jealous. And I turned them all down because I'm not a salesman. And I don't need money that is built on blood. So.
Who offered to you?
Well, in England, I did this this classic England. I got offered this is the product. You ready? Orange drink. I'm going, what's the name of it? Orange drink. It's classic England, right? It's such a socialist fucking nightmare over there, right? That's the drink. It's orange drink. I said, yeah, you really got my act down good, guys. That'll be great. You know, when I'm done ranting about elite power that rules the planet under a totalitarian government that uses the media in order to keep people stupid, my throat gets parched. That's why I drink orange drink. Yeah, right. See, don't you see how it would all fit in? Don't you see how every word I said would be hollow and filled with nothing?
But anyway, I saw an Alex Jones interview a while back with David Icke, and I recorded it, and I've been sitting on it for a while. Now, remember when I called Steve Bannon out a while back after the Charlie Kirk assassination for one of his inappropriate posts? Well, I think it's time I call out Alex Jones. The David Icke Alex Jones interview, I think, says it all. So let's watch that first, and then we'll watch this psyop that just went down. And it might explain to you why I think Alex Jones is trying to position himself for public office, much like Nicki Minaj and Erica Kirk and Candace Owens and, others. This is just so ridiculous, isn't it? All right, let's go to David Icke. I recently caught a video of Alex Jones stating that the latest release of Epstein files exonerated Donald Trump. I've also heard Benny Johnson say that. They come across my feed occasionally. Usually it's other people recording them. I can't get rid of Benny Johnson off my feed, but whatever. We know the purpose of Benny Johnson. I think we know the purpose of Alex Jones. I thought we could analyze this interview. Let me know what you think. Is Alex Jones the ultimate and controlled opposition?
I'm trying to be straight up with you. When you're saying I'm changing what I'm saying, I don't think you're tuning in because I'm saying the same stuff you're saying, buddy, and I agree with you.
Alex, it's not about you, mate, and it's not about me. It's about what the hell is happening in the world.
I'm trying to be mean to you, but I
don't care, mate.
It's okay. Hey, we're friends, aren't we? I like you. You like me.
Yeah, just go ahead with what you say.
But I'm going to ask you, do you think I'm an agent of the New World Order?
No, the point is, as I've said many times, you don't have to be a knowing agent of the cult.
But a useful idiot.
But if you have a certain mentality and you focus, for instance, on left-right politics, and they're the people that get the promotion and the numbers, then you don't have to be part of it. You just have to be.
No, I agree, and I'm the guy.
The thing is, though, Alex, you're kind of missing.
For those who may not know, the two of these men here, they have been talking conspiracy theories for a very long time. They might be two of the oldest running. But it's not like they work together that I know of. And there was some contention, it seemed like, coming from Alex Jones just then. I did also hear David Icke say that he was trying to get Rogan. A lot of his viewers, or somebody who has him on quite a bit, that English man, interviews him quite a bit. I forget his name. London Real, maybe? Well, anyway, his viewers were really pushing for David Icke to go on Joe Rogan, and I think somebody contacted Joe Rogan, and then maybe they reached out to David Icke finally, but then when David Icke went to schedule with them, they blew him off, right? So a lot of what David Icke has been saying for decades has been proven true through the Epstein folders, and David Icke's kind of been blowing up again. So now he's on the Alex Jones show, and Alex Jones is making it all about Alex Jones, just like Trump always makes the Epstein files all about Donald Trump. So I think this is very telling already.
Missing my point. I'm not saying there's not a global awakening. When I started out in 1990, you couldn't fill a phone booth.
David, I'm not missing what you said. I said there's a global awakening, and you're saying Musk is trying to co-opt it. That's just what I just said.
Okay, I misunderstood you then. But the thing is that I'm not saying there's not a global awakening. There is. But if you are this cult and you see this happening, you want to take it into a cul-de-sac.
That's what I said. I said, are you saying that's what they see? And
Mate, stop making it personal, and let's just have a discussion.
Alex Jones he is crashing out. Man, I think he is guilty. Is he in the Epstein files?
About what's going
I don't
on.
think it's fair when David comes up with this term, the mainstream alternative media, or MAM, or minions of Elon Musk. I'm also not looking to gift horse in the mouth. I'm not censoring a damn thing I say. I'm more hardcore than I've ever been. And you got Joe Rogan coming out saying Alex Jones is right about everything. New World Order with Aaron Rodgers. We got to stop him. I mean, I know Joe for 25 years. I know he's not an operative. He is waking up completely, just like David Icke did 35 years ago. And so that's where I'm at on this. And I turned down the $10 million a year contracts and the book deals to be the new Rush Limbaugh, Roger Ailes, Fox News shows, because they were straight up, you're going to work for us now. You're going to do what we say. No. But if somebody says, here, you're banned off this, and now you can counter everybody's been attacking you, then, I mean, I'm going to use it, okay? Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to put my knee pads on and, give Elon Musk a...
That's enough of that.
Better get active, or you're going to lose it all. Because Trump getting elected just woke the globalists up to accelerate their plan and their whole timetable. So here's Darren McBrain's piece with the truly frightening historical iconography that you cannot deny in these parallels of this youth march. Authoritarianism is always about youth marches. Here we go.
Meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab. Wenn ja, dass ich gearbeitet habe, Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit, du jetzt deine Stimme ab. Hör mich ein, so wie ich für dich eingesetzt bin.
Also show the sign saying ban the guns. And I want to be clear. I'm not saying David Hogg's a Nazi. I'm not saying any of them are. I'm saying the ideology of the left that's identity-based is how the Nazis were based.
Which is ironic because the Republican Party, the MAGA, Forever MAGA, like Trump's real base, they're like total Nazis. So it's weird that he was saying that. Was he fooled? Or... what? I mean, he could have fallen for the PSYOP too. Possibly.
And I'm saying their move to only allow select groups to have weapons is a Nazi-based system or an authoritarian-based system. And big youth marches and emotion and manipulating the youth was the staple of the communist, the fascist, the Nazis, you name it, across the political spectrum. And that's where you see these dangerous revolutions coming from, like the one we see that's brought Venezuela and other areas to its collective knees, is these exact same type of dangerous youth movements. And if you study the college movements and high school movements today in the United States, they're not Nazi-based. They are Mao Youth Brigade Red Guard-based. Look them up in any town, any city that has a college or a large high school base. You will have the chapters in your area. We know them as Antifa, but when they take the mask off, they're communist. And that's who they are, and they're George Soros funded with full-page ads in the New York Times saying, we're going to overthrow Trump, overthrow capitalism, overthrow America, and take the guns.
That I do believe. That's Catholic communism. Bring the war home.
That's their plan. We'll be back with critical intel. Please spread the live links and tell folks about the local station or TV station you're watching or listening to us on. It's critical.
Public TV? Okay. It's those days, yeah.
To grow together and want love and compassion and strength to be fostered and not this dysfunctionalism with the state controlling our every mode and our every action of life. Live, feel it, feel the life, live it. Do it. Be it. Just do it, man. That's what it's all about here. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with standing up, and who cares what people think? Because when you're a leader, they'll start to follow. And we need leaders. I'm looking for you good men and women. I'm looking for leaders, people that don't care. They're real men that'll stand up no matter what the price. That's what we're talking about. I want y'all to know my family isn't in the world now. Last meeting, fine, go ahead,
Public assembly? Okay. Where's the car? I got some cuffs. Let's take him right here, up against this glass. Let's trap him on the glass. Okay. Take that out, see.
Let me tell you, a lot of people are writing down your names. You can follow people around. You can harass people. You can back up your bankster buddies. But a revolution of peaceful information's coming, and when it comes time, you people are going to be brought to punishment. You understand? Just like Nuremberg. Just taking orders doesn't cut it, my friend. You understand me?
I think I've assessed you.
Yeah, oh, you've assessed me. Listen, you can sit there and say some kind of little joke. All your textbook garbage, my friend. I got people like General Parton, ex-head of Air Force Weapons Development. We know the federal government destroyed Oklahoma. It's proven. We know what you guys are engaged in, just like Hitler burnt the Reichstag. We know you brought Nazis over here through the rat line to set up our CIA after the OSS. So you can't sit here. You can assess me all day. I want you to assess me. I've assessed you, a smiley-faced slime ball that sits here and soft pedals and tries to placate the media. Waco Rules of Engagement shows your agents machine gunning men, women, and children as they tried to exit. One of the inventors of flare technology worth hundreds of millions of dollars is on that documentary. He is of the establishment.
Didn't you hear what I said?
Didn't you hear what I said?
If I had heard
No.
you, I would have to ask the question.
Well, I mean, yeah, but we don't need this type of placating. Somebody coming in and saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry that we did this." We don't need that. We need indictments. Then you need to go and you need to call for indictments of Janet Reno. Okay. Are you calling for an indictment of Janet Reno?
No.
Herman Goering and Drag. Are you? Oh, so you're not calling for Herman Goering and Drag?
What about the people who ran the tank through this place?
Yeah. Well, here you have it right here. We're told that the bunker was here where the children cowered, where they drove directly in with the tank and pumped in the CS gas at point blank range, and then they pushed all the rubble over there. So the bunker was somewhere over in this area. This is just more a Big Brother, and we just went over there to one of the FBI negotiators who's now over here soft pedaling things. And he's not calling for indictments of Reno, Herman Goering and Drag. Do you know all these slaves are going to get what they asked for? The IRS bending people over all day and all night. It's a real pleasure to stand up to Big Brother and all his slimy cronies. Let's get out of here.
We're not radicals in the sense that we want a revolution. No, we just want our government back.
There is a massive consolidation of local police departments under federal control. The Multi-Jurisdictional Task Force and the JTF-6, which is based at Fort Bliss, Texas. They wear black ski masks. They train in military tactics. And they are the big gun and the long arm of the IRS and the criminal system that is running this nation. Make no mistake, the murders of these people and...
The bad part is, you know, the cop is supposed to be our friend on the beat. He's the one that gets the cat out of the tree and takes care of the lost kids and stops someone from burglarizing a home and stuff like that. Instead, they love to be SWAT team. You know?
It's the thin blue line. They're teaching them. In fact, I've heard police...
Pretty thick blue line right now.
I've done interviews at protests and things, and the police walk up and say, "Stay behind the demarcation line." And you'll hear them talking, "Watch the civilians." They're using military terminology. Is this dangerous?
Of course, it's dangerous. The paramilitary concept of police is a police state, you know. And our Constitution was created to prevent a police state.
But the thing that I don't think that the American public realizes is that this military training is going on. What are some things that we can do to get this reversed, hopefully?
Well, I think we have to resist at every level. If you don't work at the national level, you can't expect the local level. I mean, after all, we're providing a lot of federal funds for the local level, and they love it.
And that brings control.
It brings control. It brings technology. It brings things they don't need, you know.
Infrared.
Who needed tanks out here? Yeah, you've got everything that that billions and billions of dollars of research and development to provide the military are now being
It's going into civilian control. Have you seen Waco Rules of Engagement?
Sure.
It's horrifying, isn't it?
It's horrifying. The whole story is even more horrifying.
Sir,
Amen.
I didn't actually see this last year, but I heard about it reported in some of the alternative press. Is it true that last year you spoke about how the Trilateral Commission is running the country?
Well, I've criticized the Trilateral Commission for many years, but I don't really think the Trilateral Commission is running the country. I think
CFR?
I think the same people
Control it.
The same people that run the CFR, the Council on Foreign Relations, and the
Those are
Trilateral.
just front groups.
Sure. I mean, they're just
Meeting houses.
They're organizations through which they implement their power, and it's an international group that maintains power through the multinational corporations and the media and all the rest.
Yes, sir. And wouldn't you say that now what you have is corporate socialism for them and slavery for us?
Well, you've got corporate wealth for them. They don't.
It's called stealing.
It could be called stealing, although it's stealing on such a grand scale that you'd have to call it grand larceny, I think.
Sir, hello, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, I had a comment about the David Koresh stuff that you were talking about. I had an uncle that was there. He was one of the DPS officers, and I don't see how you can glorify David Koresh and blame the government whenever they're the ones. Then David Koresh has got these weak-minded fools sitting there, got them brainwashed, and telling them,
Our government did such a good job spinning Waco, calling it a satanic cult and demonizing all of those individuals. That people were convinced, brainwashed into believing that they got what they deserved. It's an absolute sin. Watch my video, please. It's an eye-opener.
oh, God's coming and the government's the enemy, we got to kill them. They're the ones that fired the first shot.
No, wrong.
They were just reacting.
Well, I appreciate that, and for anybody else that wants this recurring view, there's a made-for-TV movie made before the siege even ended that is airing up to 10 times a week on Court TV, and it's aired on ABC as well, and the director of that film has apologized 2 years ago to the Waco survivors in front of a crowd of about 300 people. You have an uncle that's into DPS. Well, I challenge people to stop and talk to DPS wherever they want, at movie theaters or on the side of the road or at the street like I've done, and they know, and you know who the DPS get their investigative information from? They're called the Texas Rangers. And if you know how to type into a computer dps.org, you can go read the Texas Ranger report where they talk about the feds firing first, where they talk about shaped charges being placed by Delta Force on top the bunker inside to kill the men, women, and children. And on my side, I have actual photos, and so do the DPS, of the shaped charge hole blown in the top. I'm sure you thought that Oklahoma City was the people they told you it was. I suppose you think Hitler didn't burn the Reichstag. You probably don't even know what the Reichstag is. And I personally just can't deal with you, sir. But don't worry, they're dead now. The kids are dead. Delta did their job. Delta didn't raid South Texas February 8th, February 20th. Why, how could I support L.A. Philippus, who threw him out of San Antonio for attempted bribery of public officials? What about Chief of Police Jack D. Compton in Alice, Texas, talking about foreign troops? I'm just a kook, aren't I?
What happened?
Well, I burn them, get them. Are people like that really healthy for America, Alex? Wow.
What happened?
Peaceful patriots or the huge military-industrial complex that Eisenhower warned us about? I think I'm afraid of the military-industrial complex that owns our media. I think I'm afraid of the foreign banks. That's who I'm afraid of, not of you people.
Good luck, sir.
Hey, buddy. Hey, Jim. How you doing, Ellinger? All right, they're ready for me. Let's go. Come over and get the pretty little red light. Come on. Isn't that pretty? And they'll put a nice little clinic in here in the next few years for urine and blood testing like Clinton wants. What do I have to hide? I'm a criminal. There we have it. Nice little pretty red light. Get that, Mike. There we have it. Your photograph, they capture your signature, they capture your thumbprint, and now Clinton wants urine and blood, and I've given that to the media, the actual federal register that he wants the states to implement. And I guess it tells them how to put clinics in, and it tells them how to urine and blood test law-abiding citizens not under 18 like the media says.
Hi.
How you doing? I am here with 8 forms of identification. I have my passport. Here's that, my name, and the form you asked me to fill out. I have no criminal... Caution, reduce speed, checkpoint ahead. A major thoroughfare like I-35, the major corridor right through Texas, north to south, and we've got a huge checkpoint shutting down the southbound lane. This is all federal funding. We are entering the eye of the checkpoint. Caution, reduce speed, checkpoint ahead. Isn't that loving, children? A nice big federal programs, hate crimes legislation. This is the ninth circle of hell in America, just preparing to be expanded. Yeah, well, we're just curious about the different details of this multi-jury.
Did you hear him say ninth circle? I don't think he was talking about the cult.
Off the street.
Serbian soldiers over here in the United States.
Would be pulled off a little bit cleaner and smoother. Again, you decide. See, y'all are just painting over the black burn marks. Delta Force munitions, a solid ceramic slug used to blast open doors. So the jackbooted thugs don't even have to hurt their feet anymore.
I'm the lieutenant in charge of the patrol division.
Oh, fantastic. We're told that Monday evening of this week, there was a Delta Force operation from Fort Bragg, otherwise known as Army Special Operations Command. Can you tell us how many helicopters were involved?
I can tell you that Monday night there was a joint training session between the United States Army and the Kingsville Police Department. The Army was doing some sort of extraction type thing. They used 8 helicopters. Our training involved sealing off the area as if we were involved in taking care of a hazardous materials incident. So we were rerouting traffic and making sure that there was no civilian foot traffic in the area. So we got quite a bit of training in that area.
Did any of your SWAT team, or I see you have 2 officers look like they're SWAT trained, did they assist the Delta Force in any way?
The only participation on the part of the Kingsville Police Department was in a hazardous materials training session. We did not participate in any way with what the Army was doing.
Well, that's very helpful. We're also told that they were firing ceramic bullets.
I have no idea about anything that the Army was doing. It would be a situation in which you would need to contact them.
Well, yes, in Fort Bragg. Now, the mayor had stated, or his office had stated, that it was secret. But what y'all are saying is it was secret up to a point, and then the police department went around and actually warned the citizens in the immediate area downtown.
I have no idea where the word secret came from, and I'm not going to respond to that.
But who are the terrorists? It's certainly not Bill Clinton giving all of our nuclear weapons designs and enabling systems to the Chi-Coms. No. It's people like the Davidians or Randy and Vicki Weaver at Ruby Ridge, Idaho. Yeah, we're the terrorists. We're the danger.
It's the fire that won't go out.
Well, we didn't start it. There was no way we would have ever committed any kind of suicide.
And just today, several federal prosecutors in Texas have been relieved from the case, including one who had complained of, quote, a possible government cover-up.
Really relished firing me from whatever pressure they received, because I wouldn't stop talking about Reno and Waco. And it's funny that I'm on in big cities like Buffalo, New York, Rochester, Chicago. I'm on a station that goes into Los Angeles a little bit, out of Burbank. I'm on a huge, I'll tell you, the biggest station I get the biggest response of is Knoxville, Tennessee, WHJM.
some of your agents got injured and killed. And I'm not going to sit around and make threats. When it comes time for me to leave my parents and my girlfriend and my life, I will for my country. And I really don't want to die because I really don't want to die because I love this country. But if I have to die for my country, I will. And I think I can see that little gleam in your eye. You would almost laugh when you would say, I can't talk about that, or I have no idea about that. You, sir, look like a gangster. You look like a criminal. You reek of it, sir.
We didn't bring him here to contact.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Well, yeah.
Don't do anything personal.
No, it's not personal.
It is personal.
It's the huge.
Keep it to the facts.
It's the huge steel fist. This is why I don't come here. I never will come again. But this is what it comes down to. I had to come and talk to you and tell you that I've read the Constitution. I know what's going on in the country. I know about Rex 84. I know about FEMA. I've been around at the national parks. I've seen the...
Imagine Marines in your backyard, in your front yard, walking down your streets in the middle of the night. Well, you're a patriot, aren't you? Well, I certainly am, but this is a deadly, dangerous precedent that's being set. They're brainwashing our military. Now, if they had nothing to hide, I'm a little confused. Their face. Now let's get to their lies and make them look like absolute liars and fools and bureaucrats that they are.
While we were trying to clear up some things in terms of Judge Elshar was trying to get something clear about what was happening here a couple of weeks ago, I actually watched Mr. Jones's program that night, so you did pick up a viewer. And they were showing video of Commissioner Moore and I discussing with a lieutenant from the Travis County Sheriff's Office up front, and the video was being shown of us talking with that officer, and the play-by-play was something to the effect of us ordering in our SWAT officers, and that we were laughing and joking and pointing out specific people in the audience in terms of referring to Mr. Jones and some of the others.
Why were they here?
I didn't order them there.
Somebody had to order them to be here. They don't just come here. They're on a payroll. Somebody ordered them to be here.
Well, I don't want to be rude. And I wasn't discussing with my SWAT officers conspiracy theories about what Margaret and
I don't want to be rude, but Mr. Jones's show
believe it or not, we actually weren't discussing you all.
Mr. Jones's show is a call-in show. You can take issues up with Alex Jones with him personally.
Okay, finish your testimony.
I don't want to get involved in the pettiness of things like that because it's petty, quite frankly. We're talking about children,
petty in terms of
and we're talking about intimidation.
Conspiracy theories.
Well, this isn't the appropriate forum for your problems, personal problems with Alex Jones.
I don't have a personal problem.
It sounds like it.
Well, let me show you a couple more pictures. Well, there's another conspiracy, another hallucination, another delusion of Alex Jones and associates. Texans for Freedom, evil people like that. There's another pipe dream.
I'm a local tax collector, period. You're the local tax collector. How do you sleep at night?
Very well, thank you.
You sleep very well knowing the families you've wrecked.
We've not wrecked any families. We've not taken any homes.
You've not taken any homes. You're saying the county's never taken any homes.
I didn't say never.
Well, you said we haven't taken any homes.
I'm not aware of it.
I've seen y'all listing the homes that have been taken. I've been mailed things in the mail about auctions and homes that are being sold by the hundreds.
Those are not necessarily people's homes where people are living.
What do you mean?
There are lots of vacant lots.
No.
They're vacant lots.
I've seen you. This lady right here, she's having her house stolen.
Well, she
on the
needs to
county.
take it up with someone else.
She has. She's here every week. Every week. Okay, last question. You say that you're not selling people's homes. You show the foreclosed homes on TV that you're taking. You show them on TV.
You're trying to steal my home now, ma'am.
On Channel 17. What about my cameraman? You're trying to steal his house.
And I need your help. Don't call me and don't write me or all that stuff you can if you want. I don't have any meetings. It's an idea. It's a system. And it's okay to see fervor when it comes to politics. Your forefathers. It wasn't a perfect country, but it was better than most. Get your world history, but they've demonized our history. They stood on soapboxes and yelled and screamed about the foreign banks taking over every election and held it off. And presidents were assassinated. There were attempted assassinations. The last speech, big speech Kennedy gave to a university was against the Federal Reserve. And he had his head blown off just a few weeks later. We all need to stand together, and we need to seduce the elite and show them there's more. If there's such a great elite and they're so wonderful, then don't dehumanize us any further. People are already slovenly and stupid enough. You don't have to engineer them that way. You don't have to train people in the make-believe world and train your kids about the make-believe. And we all just grow up in the matrix. Growing up in the matrix, my friends. But at least we haven't been inserted into the matrix of the future, and that's what the elite openly plans. We played Dan Rather talking about putting microchips in criminals' brains. Well, they're just criminals. Yeah, and it'll happen to you next. And it's cruel and unusual punishment. And it's a violation of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. Oh, but it's an old document. What they're following now is an imperial slave system doctrine. And you'll confuse you with communist and socialist and fascist and all these other terms. It's all command and control. And we're always gravitationally pulled in to this political body. It has a political gravity that sucks us towards it. We've got to struggle away from it, towards anarchy, never reaching it. We wouldn't want anarchy. It's impossible in groups of bigger than 5 to 10 people. We're pulling away. This is the real political spectrum, away from control. Always fighting a never-ending battle for freedom. The price of liberty and freedom is eternal vigilance. And it's just that clear, and you need to be conscious of it. I am out of control tonight.
Ma'am, I want to ask you about K-Tag. What exactly is K-Tag?
It's an automatic transponder, automatic toll system. You get a little transponder you put on your windshield.
So
opens the gate for you, you're billed for it.
So you put an automatic transponder on your car. Part of the new smart highway system, or? It too.
I'm standing at about the point where Timothy McVeigh supposedly parked the truck bomb, the fuel oil fertilizer bomb that destroyed the Murrow building.
Since April 19th, 1995, masses of evidence have come out. People have seen the newscast from the first day where they reported multiple bombs. Experts like General Benton Parton, ex-head of Air Force Weapons Development, Ted Gunderson, FBI chief, have documented with the U.S. Geological Survey's own seismographs that there were multiple explosions, that the building was blown out, and that it was impossible for a Ryder truck filled with even premium-grade military explosives to cause that damage. Now, there was probably a Ryder truck used as a diversion, and again, that corresponds to the multiple seismograph explosions shown by the state and federal agencies. But the media has chosen not to report on this. Now, here's the key point. They told you about a big crater. Newsweek had to show you an illustration because they didn't have any video evidence. Well, here is the video evidence. A pile of rubble. The building was blown out. Now we're fixing to show you some newscasts with more conflicting evidence. There you had the pile of rubble, not a crater.
We want to update our audience that the Justice Department is reporting that a second explosive device has been found in the AP Murrah building in downtown Oklahoma City.
People like Representative Charles Keyes have been standing up against butchers like Reno.
President Clinton just called Governor Frank Keating, and he says that 3 FBI anti-terrorist teams are en route to Oklahoma City right now.
I've been able to confirm that it was a car explosion. Now, that word coming to us from Mayor Ron Norick earlier, 1,200 pounds of explosives parked out in front.
Ted Gunderson, Anthony Hilder, and many people with expertise in this area have documented what is happening. People like Jane Graham, who was a survivor inside the Murrah building, saw strange utility personnel placing packages against pillars in the lower areas of the building. We have photographs of
that there is a move towards global government, abolition of private property, the destruction of national sovereignty in the name of the group collective. And what did David Rockefeller say about the public schools? What did he say about government training centers, or what he called the public schools? He called it helpless people yielding themselves to our molding hands. And these lovely, intelligent, but very young people are very easily molded by the establishment today. So let's go inside the teaching center here at the University of Texas and find out exactly what's happening to our youth of this nation. I see y'all are wearing little worlds there. Do y'all care about the world?
Yeah.
Y'all are good people, aren't you?
Yeah.
And y'all think the United Nations is helping?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a great way to make world peace.
A great way to make world peace. Mm-hmm. Because through global governance, we can knock out all the troublemakers.
Yes.
Is that what y'all been talking about?
Yeah, I sort of. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I hope y'all have an enjoyable time.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
What do you think about the United Nations?
Cool.
Yeah, it's I think it's kind of fun. It is really cool. They decide a whole lot of world issues.
Yeah, they make world peace and stuff.
It's really exciting. Nifty.
Well,
Well, that's great. Let's get it.
Model United Nations just one more than many committees. Helpless young people yielding themselves to the elite's hands. I could tell them about the people that really control it, but they never understand it. It's this petty taste of power that gets them to believe that they're really doing something good when they're really working for something bad. Notice your youth are not being taught about the Constitution. They are being taught about world constitution, world proletariat, orders from headquarters.
Actually, Secretary Schofield was wrong. The United Nations was first called the League of Nations and failed in 1918 under Woodrow Wilson. It's a push for a global taxation system. And our youth are being indoctrinated. They're being brought by their high school teachers and their junior high teachers to UT and universities across the nation to learn about giving up our sovereignty. They use careful semantics in choosing the term join the nationwide movement for a more effective United Nations. It's not a nationwide movement, it's a worldwide movement. About to see what happened whenever we went out to Congressman Doggett's neighborhood hours, as he calls them, at the HEB on Breaker Lane.
And now Clinton's trying to sneak it through under the guise of a medical ID card. What's your opinion of thumb scanning, urine, and blood testing for driver's license?
Well, you've asked about...
Yeah. What's your opinion of urine and blood testing for driver's license? Because President Clinton has ordered.
Well, I don't think President Clinton has ordered that.
My main question is the national ID card that has been being pushed through piecemeal ever since William Jefferson Clinton and the Clintonistas got in. And the main question... No, we're out here. Let's go. Where's the diamond? He tried to... You are a worm.
According to their wishes, Mike was mainly just getting Doggett, and that lady was continually talking and bumping into me while I was doing it. Then I tried to ask another question, and she was pushing me. And then Doggett takes his hand and shoves it underneath my chin. You can't really catch it on the tape, but as Mike pulls the camera back, you see his hand coming away, and he, like the textbook liar he is, he acts like he was trying to shake a hand. Here it is right here. Here it is. He was pushing me right there, and then he acts like he was shaking that guy's hand. Unbelievable. Here's the rest of the annex. Then we'll go back over just a few more of his disgusting comments.
Well, I don't appreciate your attitude, sir. You had the first time. You're welcome to come out and ask your questions. But all these other people have rights, too.
I don't appreciate you abusing American citizens. You're abusing American... Don't you hit me. He only tried to hit me. Don't you abuse American citizens. You're a CFR trash. You're selling this country out. We're going to stand against you. You remember that, buddy. We stand against you for the Constitution of the United States of America.
Goodbye.
Yeah, you got it. No, we're out here. Let's go. Where's the diamond? Well, there's some nice Nazi activity going on up there on the road.
Where's that?
Oh, just checkpoints. Guilty until proven innocent, the American way.
I recognize the voice.
Yeah, I got to talk to you. See, but everybody just laughs. This is Dick Billion coming down to do this stuff. Your good friend Bill Clinton?
I'm not real big on it. I'm not real knowledgeable about federal checkpoints.
But no.
So what happened, friends? Did he sell out, or did he just fall for the Trump Q psyop? Or is he part of the Trump Q psyop? Is he Q? Is he Bill Hicks? What happened to Alex Jones? I don't know what happened to Alex Jones. But it certainly does seem like he sold out. And now, I think he's moving on to politics. So, let's kind of keep our eyes and ears open. And if there's anything new, I'll certainly share it with you. You have a fantastic evening. I'm going to play one more recent Alex Jones clip. Okay, let's find some classic Alex Jones, shall we? All right.
The real Alex Jones.
And don't tell me that I'm a weirdo because I'm upset about this, and I should only go get upset about my favorite football team winning or losing. Listen, I know what tyranny means. I know the bankers are putting poison in our food and water. I know the bankers have stolen $8.5 trillion. I know we're under War Powers Act. I know they're hurting us. I know they're carrying out New World Order. I know they staged those terror attacks. You know what it's like to gut up to this and go out every day and go past the peer pressure and come out day one and say 9/11 was an inside job and lose most of the radio stations I was on? You know what it's like to go to sleep every night knowing you work for a bunch of psychotic killers and you bastards are probably going to end up killing me one day? You know what it's like knowing you've ruined my life?
Wait, so he works for them? Wait, what? He works for a bunch of killers?
You know what it's like, you sons of... I'm tired of your crap!
Regular viewers of my YouTube channel know that I've been a regular listener and a regular guest of Alex Jones for over 20 years. Time flies. This is a photo of us in 2006 when we first met in Los Angeles at his 9/11 Truth Conference, which was headlined by Charlie Sheen. And he had me on the show again last week. And I'll post that video over on my locals page. So just click the link down in the description below if you want to see that. Of course, he's not perfect. Nobody is. But when Alex Jones is firing on all 8 cylinders, the guy is a genius and has been so far ahead of the curve on so many issues, like the Bilderberg Group, Bohemian Grove, Jeffrey Epstein, the endocrine disruptors caused...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, how? How does he know? Has God been giving him downloads? Has he been like the real watchman? Was he? Is he still? The man's an anomaly, and I had no idea he went back this far, that he was this well known and established. And I know he's been around for a long time. I think one of the first things I watched of him was Bohemian Grove episode. So what happened to him? I don't know. It's just so strange. You see him yell again? Kick something?
Forget this famous rant.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Crap.
So...
Oh my god. Oh my god. Stop it. Stop it. That's too good. That is too good. I'm not exactly sure what he's referring to, but 15 years ago, I was posting on Facebook and trying to warn everybody I knew about how the amphibians were changing gender because of the chemicals, and how they were putting chemicals in our food and our water that were turning people homosexual. What they would later refer to as transgender. Hormone blockers. We learned about that too. The BPAs. He wasn't crazy. This stuff is freaking horrible. I want to scream half the time. But I'm keeping it together because I don't want to turn people away. I want to turn people off to the truth. Is that what he did? Seems like he drew people in, but pushed a lot of people away too. I just can't figure this man out. I'm going to have to pray on this one.
Shut us down. We have to stand all the way to the end, and we're going to win.
Jones, I think everybody needs a war cry, man. Can you muster a war cry?
It's a big joke.
It's not really, though. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's also inspiring.
My voice will completely go into this, but it's fine. It's my resistance to them. It's a God's transmission. It's a human under attack. We're going to beat these people. I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but it's been a hard fight. These people hate our children. Just take more calls. Go ahead. There's the next person.
I said, he's still doing his thing. Just kind of weird, right? On a personal note, I like Alex Jones. And I pray for him. I pray that he gets discernment. I pray that he has joy in his life and that he knows Jesus and that he's not a part of this great deception. And I thank him as well. I have a lot of respect for him. Like, if you watch all of his older stuff, you know, unless somebody can prove that he is CIA or has always been CIA. I don't know about now. I really don't, you guys, but he's opened up a lot of eyes. He's spoken for so many victims and survivors over the years, and I'm very grateful for him. So thank you, Alex Jones, and goodbye, InfoWars. It's been interesting. I pray he succeeds in life. I pray he finds joy, and I pray that he can continue to be honest with the public. I don't know. Alex Jones dead 2026. InfoWars founder killed by internet death hoax. Yeah, he's fine. And you can still listen to him. He still goes live. Right? So what is the big deal? I don't know. I just think that there's something really strange going on. Trump seems like he's going down and all these people are jumping ship. So long. Is that the case with Alex Jones? I really don't know. Or is he still keeping it real?